I'm Yeraldine Paredes. I'm from Venezuela. Ever since I got here, I've been friends with mostly international students, but I've also been friends with local students, and the local students have actually kind of taken me in and adopted me. I have a lot of friends that are recommending me companies all the time because they know that they're doing sponsorship for international students, and I have friends that send me over to job fairs. They kind of are always there supporting me. I think that's kind of the culture here at USF, that everyone's very supportive and very friendly no matter where you're from. The international student community is actually very varied. It has people from all over the world. You get to know their cultures, and they're very friendly. They're very, very open. They're also very close, so whenever you make a friend with an international student, you could have made a friend for a lifetime. If you're willing to, they're there for you. So living on campus is way easier to be involved because you're connected to the people that are also involved. I always like leaving an impact. I always like kind of making a change to things, and I always see things and I appreciate things the way they are, but I see a lot of potential for growth and change, and I say that if you're not making that change, if you're not going for that change and working for that growth, then who is working for it?
Hi, and welcome to Best Places with Irene and Courtney.
Today we're taking you on a trip around the world.
I'm ready to go.
What is that?
My luggage, where's yours?
We're not actually going, you know that, right?
Oh, right, of course. Looking to travel abroad? Curious about Confucius? Want to know more about strategic and diplomatic studies?
Then USF is the place for you. USF World is the overarching umbrella that houses the international services, Into at USF, the Education Abroad office, and more.
In November, attend one of the myriad events put together for International Education Month, like iFest and International Night.
Want to study abroad? Take a short trip to the Education Abroad office on the 3rd floor of the Marshall Student Center.
With more than 60 countries to choose from, you can enrich your college experience by going on a 1-week, summer, semester, or even a full-year program.
Again?
I just really want to study abroad.
Fine, we can go.
Really?
Yeah. Where do you want to go?
Melbourne, Australia.
You want to see the kangaroos?
And the koalas and the ostriches.
This has been Best Places with Irene and Courtney, and now get ready for
USF Housing Live!
Gregory Bowers, Sierra Rose, Maxwell Morinelli, Elisa Goldberg, Irene Naomi, Courtney Cadogan, Yeraldine Paredes, June Dickens, Chris Herrera, Stephanie Jockman. Wednesday, February 28, 2018. Coming to you from the beautiful University of South Florida campus in Tampa, it's USF Housing Live! All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is USF Housing Live. I'm your host, Gregory Bowers, with Housing and Residential Education here at the beautiful University of South Florida in Tampa. Our motto, best place to live, best place to work, and best place to learn. This is a very special episode focusing on international students, international opportunities, and of course, like every Housing Live, you can go ahead and type your questions or comments in the comments. They'll send them to me right here on the iPad on the set, and we will answer you in real time. And so we're going to have some conversation tonight. Joining us, our first guest is Yeraldine Paredes from Housing and Residential Education. Yeraldine, welcome.
Hi, Greg. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. Also a member of our marketing team, right?
Yes.
So very easy to book. We're excited about that. Also with us tonight is Kristen Zernick from the Office of International Services. Kristen, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Greg. Excited to be here.
Well, happy to have you. I've got a bunch of questions for both of you. Are we ready to do this?
Yes, I am.
Ready.
All right, folks. So our first question, actually, we're going to talk with, oh, if I can get my iPad to work. There we go. Okay. Not a ding at Apple. Love the iPad. All right, great. Thank you. Send us free ones. Okay, so Kristen, got a question for you. Tell me, just who are you? What do you do here at USF?
I'm Kristen Zernick, and I'm the Assistant Director for Intercultural Programs in the Office of International Services.
And so that's just one part of the Office of International Services. So I imagine there's a lot that's provided. Can you give me a little overview?
Yes, so our first and primary function at the university is immigration services. So we do everything from preparing your documents before you arrive to wrapping up with you as you graduate, and maintaining your status, obviously, in between. But my job's a little bit different. So I run the Intercultural Programs Unit, which is all student programming and fun stuff.
And so tell me more about the specific support that's offered by your unit.
Sure, so I do everything from one-on-one support, so meeting with students to talk through homesickness, culture shock, all that kind of stuff, as well as programming. So making sure that students are having a great orientation experience, navigating the job search well, and all the things that happen in between those 2 points.
And so traditions, something we talk about here at USF. Can you tell me about some USF traditions that are special for our international population?
Sure, well, I'll start with an old tradition and a new one that we've created. An old favorite is homecoming. We do a big parade of flags, which is awesome. You can really see the diversity at USF, and it's a very cool thing we've been doing for a long time. A new tradition we've started, it's I believe 2 years old, about to turn 3 I think over the summer, is Wednesdays with World, which is our international coffee hour program. So we invite students, faculty, staff, scholars, and we have a different multicultural student org host with us each month. So it's really meant to be casual, meeting other people from around the world. We have the featured group help me choose the snack. So there's free food there, which is of course a hit.
I hear free food, yeah. Is the coffee free as well?
The coffee and tea are free, and then we also ask that the group shares a little bit about why they chose that food, what's significant about coffee and tea culture in their home country, and it's just a really fun place to connect. We love meeting with students outside of appointments over in Patel.
And I'm sure a lot of our students watching are thinking, I like free stuff, I'm good with that, and so you can have the free food, just explain yourself.
We love to eat in international services, come on over.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about, we have international students coming here, it's a new experience. What can they do to explore Tampa Bay and the greater region around USF?
Well, shameless plug for our outdoor recreation team. That's my favorite way for them to explore. We have a partnership with them. They do custom trips with our office to take students around everywhere from the Springs here in Florida. This is such a beautiful state to live and work and play in. They take them hiking, and I go along too, but I'm not leading the tour. We let the professionals handle that. I'm just there to help facilitate conversation.
My hat's off, yeah, Campus Rec does those hiking trips. You know, for me, I like to keep the relationship with nature professional, you know. I'll observe it from the car window, so they're good for them. So what else are the students doing with them?
Well, they're awesome at intramural sports, which is also over in their area. So international students, if you love to play soccer, if you love to play really any sport, our international students, I love to brag about them, are star athletes on
I'm
our
glad
campus,
you mentioned that, actually. Yeraldine, is it soccer or football? Can you be the judge of this one?
It's football.
And so that will always be the challenges. I know some international students are like, what's soccer? What are you talking about?
Nobody calls it soccer.
I know, I get in trouble for that all the time.
And so we're always getting yelled. Thank you, Yeraldine, we appreciate that. And so I got another question here for you. And so cross-cultural learning, this is something that we talk about at USF. What does that mean?
Well, for me personally, my philosophy as an international educator is really that learning happens, the real learning happens through relationships. So I see my job in facilitating that cross-cultural learning as making sure that we're putting students from diverse backgrounds in the same spaces where they can really meaningfully engage. So not just meeting and chatting real quick with your Orgo Lab partner, but going for coffee later and extending the conversation, and really having that exchange last over a period of time, because I think in-person connection helps you to care about things, and that's what it means to be a global citizen at the end of the day, is care about the world you're living in. So.
Awesome. And so what other offices, resources at USF are of particular interest to international students?
Well, I would be a terrible campus partner if I didn't mention the Office of Multicultural Affairs. I consider myself an honorary member of their team. They host our big international festival in November. It's housed in their office. And they also facilitate the iBuddy program, which I'm one of the advisors for as well. But that's where they pair you with a U.S. American student, and we do lots of fun things. We go off campus, we do free movies, there's always free food with that. So their office really does a phenomenal job of making those connections and partnering with me And I also got to give a shout out to Education Abroad and the Global Citizens Project. They do such a great job helping us connect with U.S. Americans who are curious about the world. So they've been wonderful partners too, and really helping some of that cross-cultural learning take place. So
that's awesome. And so thinking about the fall coming up, we'll have some families, we'll have some prospective incoming students watching this program right now. What's coming up in the fall? What's new? What's exciting for them to be learning about?
Well, what I am most excited about is we are we are going to expand our volunteer program. We have one of the things that I think unites this very diverse campus, the one thing they all really have in common, is this incredible spirit of giving. I love that about USF students, and we have so many students asking, how can I give back? I had such a great experience at orientation or at Wednesdays with World or even at document check, weirdly enough. How can I help facilitate that for other students? So I'm really excited. We're going to be expanding our volunteer program, adding some structure to it. Right now I just kind of have a loose network of students who have had a good experience and want to give back, but we're really going to solidify that in the next year. And we're also adding a graduate assistant, which I'm very excited about.
Awesome. And so on volunteering, what is the long-term value of doing that, of volunteering at all for any student?
Well, I think that's where the real cultural exchange happens. It's not, I love to do presentations, but student to student is where the magic happens. And so I think the real value in volunteering is you're passing on to the next generation of students the things that you learned and consistently making this experience better and better for students to come. So it's a good feeling.
Awesome. Well, Kristen, thank you so much. We're going to have another segment, but we got to take a short break, everyone. Okay, is that all right?
That's good.
Okay, good. We're going to have plenty of time to talk with Yeraldine in just a moment. But first, we have a little video we want to share with you, everyone. And this is Why I Chose USF, featuring Dasha Antipova, an international student from Russia. And so we'll be right back with more USF Housing Live after this.
My name is Dasha Antipova, and I'm a second-year student, and I'm an international student from Russia. When I was in high school, I knew I wouldn't want to go to the Russian education system. I started looking to other countries, and the US system offered the best solution in which I could go to the university without knowing what I want to do and kind of figure it out along the way. So I was looking at different schools, and USF was one of them on my radar. Dean of the College of Business came to Moscow and gave a presentation. I learned that the MUMA College of Business actually offered so many great resources, resume preparation sessions and different job opportunities. I find the college staff and other students and faculty very helpful, and I see them being really invested in my success, which I didn't really expect to happen, but I'm really happy that that's how things work here. I just find myself really happy being on campus and seeing how beautiful it is. It's big and it's a very welcoming place. USF has a great international population, and it's also focused on the global achievements. As an international student, I felt like I was really welcomed, and I had a lot of support and a lot of resources available to me. Being able to work on campus and being able to find other students and make connections and make friendships with them really enabled me to truly immerse myself in the college experience. Come and join the family. Go Bulls.
All right, welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. I'm Gregory Bowers, you're not, and this is USF Housing Live. If you have a question, go ahead, type it in the comments, send it to us right here on the set. I'm going to answer you in real time. I know a lot of stuff, and if I don't know it, I'm going to send it to these two folks right here and say if they know it. So we're going to talk with Yeraldine Paredes from Housing and Residential Education. Yeraldine, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm happy to have you here. You're a member of our marketing team, huh?
Yes, I am. I'm one of the 3 PR assistants, and I basically look over social media and different programs that we have during the year.
So it's cool to be able to introduce you to our USF class of 2022. I'm sure they've seen you a little bit. I understand you have an affinity for puppies.
A little bit in Grey's Anatomy, things like that.
Just a little bit. Yeraldine, you're being humble, loves puppies, and Justin Bieber, maybe a little bit too much. But tell me a little bit more about what it is here at USF that attracted you as an international student. What brought you here?
So what really attracted me more is the level of diversity that is on campus, whether they're actual international students or they're national students. There's a lot of people that come from different parts of the world, and I saw it as an opportunity to kind of fit in and feel comfortable in being here, even though like I was away from home and not around only Venezuelans. I felt like I was not going to be a fish out of the water, so it was going to be an easier transition for me.
Cool. And so, talking about the transition, I'm sure there are some challenges. And so, what were some of the challenges that you faced coming to the United States, coming to USF?
So actually, some of the challenges were with immigration. When I got here, I actually was a minor, so my friend had to like sign me out of the airport because I was not allowed to leave the airport as a minor
So
alone.
were you in like the baggage carousel and they had to like sign a thing to check you out? Or
I
what?
was just like in a little corner waiting for my friend to sign over a form.
Go to the minors corner. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But after that, I had a lot of friends from my, I had a lot of help from my friends because my parents weren't here to like move me in and do all that stuff that kind of parents do for their children when they're moving in. And I had my friends help me in move in, but I also had like RAs and the people on campus that were helping me like actually settle into my room and like get to the resources that I needed to get to it. And if I had a question, I had people around helping me out.
Awesome. Now you mentioned RA, so what does that stand for? Who is the RA to our residents?
So the RA is the residential assistants, and they kind of just provide support for the residents on campus, and they help you moving in with any trouble that you may have on campus, like at all. Like if you just need a friend to talk to, then they're there for you.
Awesome. And so what was the atmosphere like when you first came to USF for Global Beginnings Week?
Well, talking about the RAs, and there's a lot of other supportive people on campus, and I thought it was very friendly and very welcoming. Actually, the first night that I was here, there weren't that many people on campus, but there were my RAs and there were like a few other different students, and my RA actually came and knocked on my door to like invite me for a movie night, and I got to meet other RAs in my residence hall, and I got to meet other residents on campus, and that's how I made like my first few friends here.
Cool, awesome. And so I just got a little question from our live audience. I'm going to jump in. This sounds like a me question. So question is, what is the procedure to sign up for housing for the summer session? So it's just like fall, spring, but the summer application is not yet out. That will be coming out soon in March, and so we are getting really close. So if you want to get updates on that, make sure you check your USF email. And if you're an incoming student, make sure you're in the USF Class of 2022 Facebook group. I don't sleep. I live online in the group, as does Yeraldine. We're there to answer your questions, and we'll have tons of posts reminding you about upcoming deadlines and things you got to take care of. And so we're there to help you. But the summer application will be opening up in March, so be patient. Hang in there. Don't worry, you haven't missed a thing. And so, Yeraldine, I want to talk about classes a little bit. What was the big change for you in taking classes back home and then coming to a higher education institution here in the States?
So a big change for me was that a lot of the things were online, like the assignments, quizzes, tests, announcements were all online. And for me back home, that was kind of just more in person. So when you went to class, it wasn't just like paying attention to a lecture, but you also had to pay attention for the assignments and things that were in the assignments task for that. The details about it, I had to actually pay attention and like write down everything. And if I didn't write it down in that exact moment, then I would have missed something, and like I probably wouldn't get the 100 that I wanted on the assignment. So here, everything was available on Canvas, and I didn't have to like be all into it in class. Like I would just be able to like relax and listen to whatever the information was being talked about, like whatever lecture my professor was having, and I didn't have to like be thinking, oh my gosh, like I have to write this down unless, or I won't be completing my assignment next time.
So it's all online. So Yeraldine, are you saying that you don't need to go to class, that you're just fine?
No, you need to go to class because there you get like your professor actually telling you about the information that you're reading about, but you don't need to like stress about like writing down everything for every little detail for the assignments. You have it all online. I just
want to make sure. Kristen, were we making you nervous over there? I mean, oh no.
A little. I am actually teaching the Into section of one of the Into sections for academic foundations. But she's correct. Our class is mostly online.
So that's good. So resources are online. Students, go to class, everyone. All right, excellent. And so, Yeraldine, tell me, what's a typical day like for you here at USF?
So I get up at like 9 a.m., 8 a.m. if it's an earlier day, but I usually exchange in between going to work and going to class. So if I go to class first, then I jump into work, and then I jump back into class, and then I go to work again. And then usually my day ends at like 5 p.m., but I go home, and then I go to gym, I do meal prepping, then I wake up the next morning, and that's the same thing again. So.
You sound pretty busy. It
Yeah.
sounds like a full-time job, actually.
Kind of, yeah. And I also go to like meetings for student organizations, so you have to kind of like juggle everything around, but it's fun. I like being busy.
And so this is a question kind of for both of you. I'm going to start with Kristen here. And so there's a term called culture shock. Kristen, what is culture shock?
So in our world, we like to think of it as kind of this wave, right? So there's lots of different phases of culture shock. So when you first get here, you're super excited. You've been waiting to be at USF for months, maybe years, and you're not really thinking about any of those other cultural differences that are going to come into play later. And then you start to maybe notice some small differences, like, uh-oh, mom and dad aren't here to cook for me, or I have to find a dentist in Tampa, or stuff like that. And then you get excited again and kind of get into a good groove. Classes are going well, maybe joining some student orgs. And then as the semester goes on, maybe some deeper questions start happening. Is this the right choice? Am I supposed to be at USF? Classes are really hard. And then hopefully it all evens out. And that's one of the things our office helps with, is helping you kind of find the equilibrium and really successfully transition here.
And so if any international student is feeling that, is it okay they can just come see you? Can you help them out?
I want you to come see me. You don't have to make an appointment. You can email me. I will get you coffee. We'll chat, go for a walk. I have a cubicle, so I usually go for a walk with students. I like to be outside. We're in Florida.
Yeah, please find Kristen and get her out of that cubicle and go walk around campus.
That's right, please.
You're really helping each other at the end of the day.
That's the way I see it. So.
So Yeraldine, for you, being an international student, did you experience any culture shock? Do you have any friends that went through it?
Yeah, I think all of my friends went through it. I have a lot of international friends that in my circle of friends, and I think we all went through it, and that's kind of like what made us feel a little better, that we were all going through it. But it wasn't really that big of a difference, because everyone here was very open-minded, and they were like ready to welcome you in. And even if there was a difference in between your cultures, they were kind of very appreciative of your perspective and their own perspective, and they were ready to explain their perspective. And if there was a difference, smooth it out, chill and cool. Like there wasn't any fighting or anything.
I like it. I like that that characterization here at USF. We're chill and cool.
And smooth.
And smooth and just all good things. I like that. Can we show Yeraldine there? What was that move, Yeraldine?
We just kind of smoothing.
We just like smooth. Okay, this got way too cool for me. I'm 85 years old, and so, you know. I got one more question for Yeraldine. Does a student have to be an expert English speaker to attend USF?
No, actually, there's the program Into that helps you out with like strengthening your English skills, and with everything that's like essay writing, all those things that you may not be as strong in as like the usual American. They help you out with that, and it's not a program that like, oh, you're wasting time just like learning English first, but it's a program that just makes you focus on classes that are gonna help you out with your English skills, but at the same time, it's gonna give you credits to start your career here at USF. So after that program for like, I don't know, like it's different for each student. It can be like 6 months or a year, and you can transition into your career, and you will have credits from those classes that you took with Into.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. And so we are just about out of time, everyone, but I do just want to say a special thank you to Yeraldine. Thanks for coming on the show, Yeraldine.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you, Kristen, for being here with us tonight.
Thank you for having me, Greg.
Glad to have you. Hope we can have you both back again soon. And so before we go, I want to let everyone know this is produced by Housing and Residential Education at the University of South Florida. Our motto is best place to live, best place to work, best place to learn. USF Housing Live comes to you every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time at youtube.com/USF Housing, facebook.com/USF Housing, and in our class groups, USF Class of 2022, 2021, 2020, and 2019. We are everywhere. We can't wait to see you again next Wednesday at 7 p.m. with our third episode. But before we go, there is just one last thing. Go Bulls! Good night, everyone.